I actually buried a St. Joseph statue in my front yard by the for sale sign, figuring that might help. And I dug him up about a week ago, and I rinsed him off, I put him on the kitchen counter, and I yelled at him.
Well, hopefully that'll work for you. That's good.
Well,
I like that.
We'll see.
Yeah, you bet.
He's been out there for 2 months, so, obviously
well, he needed to be yelled at.
Yeah, I thought it was time.
Yeah.
So, Sandie, you mentioned that you're also investigating fields and trees and outdoors.
Yes, we do that too, because there's, as I was saying earlier, there's a lot of Native American cultures that had settled here, and a lot of indigenous cultures too, where we have actually tripped over burial grounds where they've lived, their ritual sites. And I have to admit, I love talking to the people that were here a couple thousand years ago. They were very spiritual. They were very loving. They lived off the land, and they're fabulous spirits to speak to because they are so wise. We could really learn a lot from them if we would just listen to them. And so, in fact, just this past weekend we were on an investigation, and there's a Russian olive tree that was in this field, and there was lots of activity around that tree.
Really?
A team member felt a very, very warm spot, and when I went to look for it, I ended up like somebody had opened up a freezer door. I was in the same spot she was, but it was ice cold.
That's amazing.
So
how many?
Pardon?
Yes, sir. You think there were several spirits there then, you were saying?
Yeah, I did an interview, and I was with a warrior of that time, and he was telling me that right underneath our feet there were 12 buried, like shamans, medicine women, and, like a war hero kind of thing. Yeah, they were very, very noted and powerful people. And we could feel it. And the people that lived on that land, they said that every time they walk over to this tree, they just feel something, but they don't know what it is.
They feel an energy or something, yeah. Now, how do you hear them?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so what do you hear?
I hear people talking to me just like you're talking to me now. It's incredible. They just speak with me. They can't have full conversations. They don't have the energy for that. But if I ask them a question, they'll say yes, no, tell me their hair color, 2 or 3 word responses, and that's about it.
Now, do they communicate in English, I guess?
Yes, they do. Yeah, they can, because it's like thought transferences that just gets past any language barrier.
Right. Okay. So it doesn't matter what language they're actually speaking. When it gets transferred to you, you understand it in English.
Yes, in English.
Right. Can you feel them?
Oh yeah, I get touched all the time. Yeah, they'll hold my hand, they'll hug me, they'll tickle the top of my head. I
get that a lot at home.
Oh yeah, and they'll tickle my ankles or legs, hands. They're always touching me. I don't like it when we get a hold of a spirit that just doesn't really like people, because I've had my hair pulled and I've been shoved and horrible.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. What do you do when you get shoved?
There's been a couple of times that we were doing a local hotel here that had kind of a bad spirit, and he pulled my hair, and I just turned around and told him, "Don't you ever touch me again."
You didn't try to smack him, did you?
Yeah, I should have, but I'm just going to smack air, that's for sure. But no, I just let him know, that's not acceptable. Do not touch me that way. And they
And did he adhere to that?
Oh, he just snarled and sneered at me, but that's okay. You can snarl and sneer all you want at me.
Yeah.
But he didn't touch me after that.
Was that one of your scariest investigations, or can you tell us about some other?
No, actually, the scariest investigations that I've been on to date is the store that I read at. It's called All Things Mystical, and there is this warehouse behind it, and there's a back door that leads to the warehouse. And we were on investigation because there has been an awful lot of activity there. Well, to make a long story short, there was a very bad demon. I'm just going to say, I hate that word, but that's the only thing that I can describe. It shoved me up against the wall and was choking me. And so that was pretty scary. And
was there anybody else there, Sandie?
There was. My whole team was there. It's just they really couldn't do anything. they were kind of like stunned, and so was I. And the store manager, he's pretty intuitive himself. He literally, he's a big guy. He had to come out, and he just forced me back into the store. The demon thing couldn't follow into the store. He knew that, but the man just took me by the hand and drug me into the store. And there for a while, I was kind of like a yo-yo for a couple of seconds because the demon had a hold of my one arm, and the man had a hold of my other. He was trying to pull me in. The demon was trying to keep me out. Finally, the man that runs the store, he pulled me in, and then I was okay.
My heart is pounding just listening to that. I can't believe that. Now, why wouldn't the demon be able to come in the store? Because it's blessed, I guess?
Yeah, it's blessed, and because the store manager, he's very intuitive himself, he just won't allow things like that in there. We're a spiritual store, and we're there for goodness and, all kinds of cool stuff. We can't have that kind of thing in there.
Right,
And two, the demon just kind of like, it's stuck out there. I found out it's just kind of like I don't want to say an elemental, because I don't want to
probably similar, right?
Yeah, but it's not a very good spirit, and it's stuck there, and it's like, I'm sorry, this is your own private hell, and you just got to be here, and there's really nothing anybody could do about it. But it did not like me, and it sure let me know.
That's horrible. I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah,
Sandie,
I was okay. It's just that what they do is if there's a spirit that doesn't really care for me, I'll start coughing, and it's like, okay, I think I'll leave now. But if a spirit just like totally detests me, they'll just kind of like take the air out of my lungs, and I gasp for air, and I start choking. And so it's like, excuse me, I think I better leave.
Right. Oh, that is scary.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, but it's kind of like all part of the game because I'm just so open and a conduit for it that I have to really be careful. I carry tons of talismans on me, with me, but sometimes, something will sneak in. So.
And what about afterwards? After you're out of the area, what do you do to kind of cleanse or?
Well, yes. Normally, I have this big, huge honking piece of black obsidian, and that will get me back into being a human again. And then I let my heart rate slow up, and I catch my breath, and then it's like, oh, okay, I just can't go out there anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I
enough is enough.
Right. Yeah. I can only. I mean, physically, I can only handle that.
How long would it take you to get your energy back after something like that?
Oh goodness, that took me probably a good 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
That really drained me because they just, like a psychic vampire. They just suck the energy right out.
That's awful.
Yeah, I don't like those. Those are creepy.
Sandie, what's the difference between an elemental and, say, a thought form?
Well, an elemental comes from the earth. They are the air, they are the water, they are the fire, they are the earth, okay? And they work with those type of energies. But now, what was the other one? A thought form?
Well, a thought form, because I thought that people could also create elementals with by wanting to create one, by visualizing them, manifesting them.
Oh, well, I'm sure that they probably could, but I'd advise anybody that if you're working with them or you do want to have one materialize, be very, very careful. It's not that they're horrible, it's just that they're very powerful, and the normal human being just cannot work with them.
You probably can't control them either once they're
exactly,
unleashed.
because they are so powerful. So anybody out there, if you want to work with the elementals, please be careful. And if you are thinking and, bringing forth a thought form, please, there again, be very careful. They're wonderful, but if you don't know how to handle them and if you don't know how to work with them, you can get in trouble real quick. And
I can imagine.
Yeah, then it's just not cool anymore.
Yeah, I think I would just totally stay away from that.
Yeah, I don't like working with them just because they're going to put me to the test, and I don't want to do that. I'm put to the test enough with the ghosts that I run into.
Definitely. Now, Sandie, you were telling me that you have some comical experiences as well to share.
Oh, yeah. There's been a couple, I just love that the spiritual world are so cool. We were at a local ghost town, and there's a noted opera house there, and we were interviewing actually kind of like an old cowboy that was there. And we were sitting down in these chairs, and all of a sudden I kept hearing this,